So,
Do you want to have the slides put up?
yes,
Yes.
for a minute.
We do not have the software that Pascal uses. We only have the PDF file that shows the whole page, but I can put it up. Let me see. Let me okay. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
It's just a PDF file, though. Where is my share screen? There we go. Okay, so he started with just saying there were some different roles here, and then he went into this role, school and for the school administrators and teachers, and then he added counselors later. He added counselors, and over here, law enforcement and parents, and I think he added community over here. So we have the bullied students, and then what helps the students who are bullied is to have friends, and the bully can be sometimes made worse if he has his friends who make him want, push him to do more bad things. Passive bystanders. They just watch. There's not a lot, according to the document that Pascal asked us to read, there's not much research on passive bystanders. And then the big one we talked about was this one, teachers and the school, and how important it is. This is an old version because having poor teacher-student relationships made more bullying, but teachers seen as uncaring is a poor relationship, but teachers seen as caring. This comment here needs to be connected to this top piece. This is the wrong comment to connect to here. So he connected it up here. But then if you've watched the video, you don't need me to go through all of this. You just need to tell me which one you want me to show so you can make your comment. So Benjamin, do you want me to show one of these, or which one do you want me to show?
Actually, I want to share my document.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Okay.
So go ahead and share your document.
Okay. Wait a minute. When I saw the Pascal's model, wow, it is wonderful. So, but there could be another approach. It is another. Please regard my opinion as the another approach. Just another approach. Okay. As I told you, okay, there are.
His was a concept map. It was not really a model.
Yeah. I know that. The different starting point. First, as I told you, last week, bullying itself is not a problem, I think. So, like stress, the stress itself is not a problem. So, bullying itself is not a problem, I think. For example, bullying can play a role of learning. Yeah, learning among the peer group, something like that. So
Except
in that sense,
bullying is kind of negative. Someone
yes,
is usually hurt.
but in the Pascal's model, there is a separate meaning: bullying, bullying instance, and violence. So that means, I think, in that sense, bullying, the concept of bullying, has to be the negative meaning, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
should just be quiet and let you explain this,
okay,
and then
it's
we
just
can
approach.
then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can go on. Go ahead.
Okay. So in that sense, bullying doesn't have to be the negative meaning. So so in that sense, bullying should be a stuck, and then there should be a threshold level that the causing bullying instant, something like that. So I think the real problem is violence. So in my opinion, there should be separate meaning: violence itself and bullying. So there is another approach that definition. Yeah, there should be a correct, or uh, the collective definition of meaning, something like that. And then there are many roles causing bullying in the Pascal. I think the culture is skipped. So culture is one of another role of bullying in itself. So, and then the solution could be two types: hard solution and soft solution. So hard solution is the law, regulation, and penalty, something like that. And soft solution is changing mental model and social and cultural, something like that. So in that sense, the hard solution is a symptomatic solution, and soft solution, that is social and cultural and cognitive psychological solution, is a more fundamental solution. So thanks to the EMNE, yeah, we can think about group modeling. So, but in the group modeling, there is two effects: good things and limitation. So bullying happens in a specific environment. So that means the solutions should be the specific environment specific. So group modeling can play a role, very important role for making the specific solution. But the limitation is the solution from the group modeling is could be too specific. So that is my approach, my idea. Yeah.
Okay. So I have one suggestion. I think I understand what you're saying, but I think the word bullying is not the right word to use for the idea that you have. If I understand you correctly, what I think is you are talking about socializing behavior, getting children to become more socialized, and And if they are not socialized, then they can get to a point where they become violent. They are too different from the socially accepted behavior, and they can become violent. And what we want to do is to constrain the behavior of children into socially acceptable behavior, but that if they are not properly socialized, then they can create problems. And there's where the threshold comes in. But the word bullying implies kind of a violence, kind of really, it has very negative and harmful connotation in the word itself. So if we are to approach it with a threshold where after a certain point it becomes violent and harmful, we should not use the word bullying. It becomes bullying when they go over the threshold, but before that, we should call it something else, like antisocial behavior, or
Could be aggression.
Aggression.
It could be just kind of aggressive behavior.
Aggressive behavior. Okay.
It could be called aggressive behavior, but once you call it bullying, then that to me means harm to someone else. That to me is the word, they are beyond the threshold.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right, but and then there could be some stop before the bullying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
The stop
Yeah, you
has
could have
some,
like an aging chain.
yes. So there should be a threshold.
And maybe
Yes.
before that,
Okay.
aggression in some level can be a good feedback for limiting the behavior of
Place to
others.
intervene? You mean like a place to intervene if the child has a certain level of aggression? Maybe counselors and teachers can talk to that person before they become bullies?
Well, I think it is like I'm working on the reward system, and now all my examples will be coming from that. Like a dopamine, for example, dopamine is a very good neurotransmitter for the body to regulate what is needed, wanted, and what is not. But when you make that dopamine release too much by cocaine or some kind of drugs, you make that healthy thing becomes unhealthy. So too much of it, overuse it. So I think some level of aggression between parts of the society or members of the society is needed to make the society as a whole, to make it a whole. Because in a society, aggression appears whenever you are alienated from the
In
society,
conflict?
in conflict, and to make you within the society, to give the message that this is not acceptable here. So change yourself and have your norms with this. That, but not that much aggression. It is like the dopamine. Some level of aggression is needed to make the society as a whole, because this is a kind of not a punishment, but a feedback that reminds you that this is not acceptable here. But of course, it is a very discussable topic. But I think the function, it may be evolutionary function of aggression is not just aggression to other tribes or other, even that may be aggression to the other nation, to the other tribe, to animals. This is to protect the
Right.
society, the group of people intact. So maybe we can redefine the bullying as an overuse of aggression or
That's, yeah, I like that idea a lot, actually. It makes a lot of sense to me that the bullying is like over aggression that is very negative, but that the
unhealthy,
idea is aggression, but there's a threshold that is not acceptable, and then it becomes bullying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because there
I
should
think
be
that's a
explanation. Why is
thing
it
that
there?
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a
Mm.
very important thing that you point out, Benjamin. And we should tell this to Pascal
Mhm.
because it will make him think slightly differently about having the focus be bullying when maybe the focus should be aggression, and then we look at how that aggression can turn into bullying, but how good structure for the classroom, good structure and fairness in the school can have that aggression be more contained and within acceptable limits, and why people then don't become bullies. They could be somewhat aggressive, but they learn how to control it better. I really like that idea. I think it's important. So I think I will send an email to Pascal. And then this link that you put in the chat, that is your document? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Because I saved it, and then I can send that to Pascal.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Pascal's model is too emotional from the perspective of the bullied students. Yeah.
Well, if all we, I think it's not as complete a picture. I think you bring in a more complete picture. And like you were saying, Emre, with the dopamine, certain amount is needed, but when it becomes excessive, then it becomes a problem and you have to deal with it. And how do we try to keep children from going over that threshold? If they go over the threshold, then we have a different set of, we could talk about two types of behaviors. What do we do to contain the aggression? But what do we do when the aggression is too much? Then we have other things, other interventions that we have to use.
Maybe we can see it as an addiction.
Yes. So that is why I say the bullying is the very similar characteristics with stress. Yeah. In my opinion, stress and bullying is just a stimulus from the outside. So some stress can play a good role.
Mhm.
For
Again,
example, okay.
the use of the word bullying kind of bothers me. I think
Okay.
it would be like aggression
Uh-huh.
and stress. They can have some positive and negative ideas all in that word, but bullying is just negative. I
Bullying,
don't
it's
think,
like
I
depression.
cannot think myself that bullying itself can be a positive thing, because bullying means kind of an abuse of power,
Mhm.
causing a harm to someone else. But aggression is different. It has the possibility of being somewhat positive. Just like stress is also somewhat positive, as long as it doesn't get too excessive. I think working under stress, people get very efficient until there's so much stress that it starts to harm the body, you know? So, yeah, okay, good.
Okay.
So that's great. I thank you very much for looking at the video before we had this meeting, because now we have a chance to actually talk about, you know, the idea. So Emery, how about we start thinking about aggression as the focus, and then what causes aggression? You know, Venix's, I don't think the article that I sent you that was Venix's article is very helpful at all. It is not what Emre showed from the book, from Venix's book. So in Venix's book, to start to go from the idea to make a concept, you have the focus, which I think for us would be aggression. What causes it? We start to list the things that cause aggression, and then the consequences of aggression. And one of those consequences of aggression can be bullying. The other can be heightened reaction time or heightened protection. There are different things that happen with aggression that can be positive, and the bad one is bullying. So should we start thinking about that particular structure? Do you have a Miro board? Did you set up a Miro board?
Yes, I have sent you the link and the JPEG file. Oh, you haven't received it, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
After your last email, I replied it and give the Miro link.
Oh, so maybe I haven't looked for
I can
that. Oops. I gotta see. Oh, I see. Yes. Can you do you want to show us that link? I like that.
Yes, of course.
You want to yeah.
Oops. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, share the link in the chat too.
Okay.
Oh, I tell you what, I'll put the link in the chat. You bring up the Miro board. Then you don't have to do everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So here is the Miro board.
Yeah, I will let me get the link in the chat.
So this is from a figure from Venix's book, 1996, Group Model Building.
Could you share the link in the chat?
I'm going to.
Okay, okay.
I'm trying to put a
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put the link in right now.
Okay.
I just wanted to put something up there that would allow. Oops.
Thank you.
Where's the link? I lost the link.
And thanks to the Emre, I ordered that book from Amazon.
Oh, did you already put the link in there? Oh,
yes, I have just put.
You're so efficient. Okay.
But I have this here. We have to share link. So
yeah.
So well, in the book, there's a method advised when creating a causal loop diagram from scratch. The first thing is, of course.
Excuse me. Are you sharing the screen?
Yes.
Yes, he is sharing the screen right now, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Benjamin,
Emre, you're sharing the screen, right?
In the new Zoom version, there are two tabs on top of the window.
Yes, I found it. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So the first step is to finding the problem variable. It is seen as just one, but it might be, I think, more than one. But the next step is to find the causes, and if there are relations between those causes, to working on the causes, and the same way working on the consequences. So making this a pivot, and try to arrange everything according to this variable as causes and consequences. And after that, try to connect causes or causes to consequences or consequences to causes. And this might create some feedback loops. And after that, you can elaborate on much more parts of the system. So I created empty one here if we'd like.
Right. So can we try to start with the problem variable being aggression? It's not really the problem variable, it's really the focus variable.
Agree.
Because aggression by
yeah.
itself is not a problem. It's only when it gets to be extreme.
Yes, or is so level of aggression, shall we say, or
Yeah, level of aggression. Let's say
level of aggression. Does it
AGGRESS.
G
AGGRE aggresh.
R
AGG
ESS.
S
SS.
this one aggression.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So maybe this should be a little bit.
Or is it two G's? I have to.
Or
You know, my own spelling gets worse because of everything that checks for me now.
maybe I can do this, but no.
No, it's right. That's right.
Okay.
Two G's is right.
So
Okay, causes what?
okay, so now we find this one, and now we are in the next step of finding or working on the causes of aggression here.
So now I have to really think more about this from a different perspective. What causes aggression? Anger.
Okay,
I think anger can cause aggression. Are you doing consequences also?
well,
I was thinking bullying would be a consequence. One of the consequences of aggression.
And I'm working with the MNE.
So Benjamin, you can just quickly do a link by using this. There is a small
yes,
and you click and just not here. Oh, there.
Yes, yeah,
Something.
I can do it. Okay.
You can do it like this. It just
Okay.
connects it, and then you have the violence.
Yes.
But if this is the violence,
So you want to put underneath violence, bullying in parentheses?
Or maybe like this. Bullying.
Yeah, I was thinking bullying is one of the bad. Oh, okay. So you think that there's.
Because there are bullying not electronically.
Just like words, using just
Just
words
using words or
is what
by
you're thinking?
internet.
Okay,
uh,
right.
So
Okay.
maybe it might be count as a violence, but not a physical violence.
Right.
Okay.
Another consequence of aggression, well, is it protection? Or it's kind of protection is a result, a consequence, level of aggression, a consequence of that could be
Or the self-protection.
could be self-protection, but it could be protection of someone else also.
Defense.
Is it correct?
No, from the level of aggression, not bullying,
Okay.
but from the level of aggression to self-protection. So if someone is trying to protect their family or trying to protect themselves, they can become more aggressive to do that. Yes, I think that is, but in that case, it would not be considered necessarily a bad thing. It would be considered a human reaction to the need for protection, self-defense.
And maybe, yes, maybe this is the original function of aggression, to protect oneself or.
Yes, okay, right. So then self-protection causes bullying?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
Okay.
you're just protecting yourself. It's kind of self-defense.
Okay.
You know, the level of aggression rises in a person if they're like trying to protect themselves or trying to protect their family or trying to protect their homeland. You know, so this is a more acceptable use of aggression. But I wouldn't say it's bullying. Bullying has a different meaning, I think. That is kind of unprovoked. You know, bullying is more like someone, you didn't do something to them. They just decide to pick on you. Like if you're short or if you are different, if you are weak, those kinds of things. I think that's where bullying, someone has this heightened level of aggression and they just want to take that aggression out on somebody else.
Well,
that's what bullying.
I thought of when I'm reading the document that Pascal sent, I summarized or I tried to find the very fundamental things within the what happens in the brain of the bully. What makes the bully make those behaviors? I come up to 3 conditions, prerequisites, and if I was to model it, the relation between them is multiplication. And if one of them is 0, then the others just fail.
Yes. Multiply. Okay.
Those 3 variables or 3 things are, the first one is a power difference. The bully could be more powerful. If not, he wouldn't do that. The first one is power difference.
Okay.
The second one.
we should have some other, we should have something above bullying that is power difference that goes into bullying.
I think yes, something like that. But well, maybe I can write here. There should be a power difference
Okay.
first.
Oh, so you're saying if it's a cause of aggression.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, maybe I can just show it here. There should be a power difference, or
Okay.
oops. Oh, I couldn't. I was trying to make. So these three, the first one is this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The second one is the difference. Seeing
Appearance difference or
kind of see as an alien, some kind of.
yes. Okay.
And
Sin. Yeah. Okay.
see
Sin. Yeah.
and
Sin. 아이고. Okay.
the
Sin
bully,
as an alien.
the bully sees the bullied as an alien.
Yes.
This
Yeah. Okay.
and dislike this alien. So these three
Uh-huh.
should be, because you can see many different person as aliens and you may like them. But in this case, bully dislikes it. So these three things creates the bullying behavior, I think. So
And then you say the function is multiplying.
yes, these are all should be work the same. They all should have occur at the same time, because any one of them is lacking. Then if you don't have power difference, you can see it as an alien and you dislike it, but you are not able to do the bullying. But when have the chance, when you have the power difference, you are ready to do the bullying. So I think these three should be addressed differently, but this is different from our approach. So I don't know how to convert this to
No,
here.
I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying.
Maybe this is a third way of looking at the situation.
Well, I think the consequences, I think, in your original diagram can have other things there that come in.
Mhm.
So you have aggression, but you have these other things also coming into bullying.
Oh, maybe we can say that seen as an alien and dislike this alien create an aggression, but this aggression
Yes.
becomes bullying whenever you have a power difference. You have the aggression, but to create that aggression into a behavior, you need to have a power difference. You have to be more powerful than the bullied, because
Yeah,
you just get beaten. So there is no point in doing that.
yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can put these two. Oops.
I
Yeah,
have already done.
okay. So, but I thought this one might be here. Like this. Oops, not here, sure. Maybe we can do. So we can just remove this and
Remove.
like here. Oops.
I'm sorry.
So we have to have an anger. Maybe these two creates an anger, and this anger creates the aggression.
Okay.
Maybe like this.
how about the power difference?
It should be here because
Ah,
power difference makes the behavior. You
Yeah,
have
it
anger, but
doesn't-
if you
it
don't have
doesn't-
the power, you just you cannot act. And whenever you
Mm.
have the opportunity to have the power, then you might act, because this is another problem. This is another problem because and actually, if you don't have the anger, then you won't have the aggression. And even if you have a power difference, you do not do the bullying because you are not here. You do not have
Mhm.
level of aggression. So
Mhm.
maybe I can
Hmm.
this.
This is my first experience to use the using Miro.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It is very handy, I think.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
use it
very,
a lot, Emre. You
yeah,
use it a lot.
very intuitive.
You should see all the things that Emre does with Miro. It's pretty impressive how he
Yes.
keeps structure,
Yes.
Mhm.
progression of ideas and connections. It's pretty amazing. It's kind of like it was made just for him.
Well, some information for Chunim. I used Miro with another doctoral student to document all her work. If we have time, I can show it, but now we are recording. Maybe I shouldn't. We all document her work on a Miro board, and we are working with her for more than a year. We are having a meeting each week, and actually we have a meeting today. We put every piece of information on Miro board, and anyone she wants to get advice invites her to the Miro board, and she has some notes and feedback. So all tidy and all on the Miro board. Maybe you can use it too later.
So Emre,
Yes.
hold on a second. I think that we really have gone beyond our time now. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure that we can do more than what we have here. So maybe we should stop the recording.
Okay.
And then I think you should show Chunim what you're talking about.
Okay.
Stop the recording, and
Okay.
then you can show her, because I think this will be very helpful for her to see what you're talking about.
Okay. So I'm stopping.